my top 15 questions. A read about Angel 2 will ever happen. Who else wants to read about Angel? I think everybody who wants to read about Angel except for Twitter, but of course only watches the review bomb for it, the Captain Marvel and Dark Phoenix and other woke pieces of trash that came out this year, like Booksmart and Dark Fate. But of course, 99% of people who watch to read about Angel want a sequel. The Reader Army has a stronger campaign for a sequel. And basically though, the 2019 film actually didn't underperform compared to other movies. It underperformed at the American box office, but the international box office still made. It still made like $400 million worldwide. It actually did better than most films that were released in 2019. It has since such a popular fans have gone through home entertainment and streaming. In this video, senior producer Jeff Cobb asked one of the layers of the Reader Army member Mike Graves about the potential for a sequel and explains the efforts about the campaign they're hoping for. I think the big problem with the sequel is Disney. The Cameron had to go they have to go somewhere else, because we all know Disney makes it specifically. Disney will make a leader a Mary Sue, okay? All we have to, and people know they won't, but all we have to do is watch the Mulan movie, the Mulan remake. They made Mulan a massive Mary Sue in that movie, okay? I'm never gonna go talk about Captain Marvel or Dark Phoenix. I'm just gonna talk about Mulan alone. Mulan, nobody liked that movie, and they made Mulan in that movie. They didn't make her a flawed character at all. They made her a Mary Sue practically in the movie. She does everything right. Everything good happens to her because she's a woman. That's an example of making a Mary Sue. Or Rey from Star Wars is another example as well. But yes, there we go. The problem with a Alita sequel is the fact that who's going to make it? Disney does not want to make it. We have clearly known by that, because Disney only follows the money, of course. Because Disney, of course, is probably going to make a sequel to Aladdin and, of course, the Lion King remake, even though nobody wants that. Probably except for 2 people who actually want to see that. And, Disney does not want to take a risk on Alita. They don't. I think the best option would be to take it to Paramount or Warner Brothers, because Warner Brothers owns HBO, so the sequel could be on HBO or Paramount. You could even make the you could basically make it, because Paramount, they actually have been listening to the fans very recently with, Transformers, the Sonic movie, and other franchises as well. And even though they're owned by Viacom, which is probably one of the most greedy and horrible companies on the face of the earth, because we all know what Viacom does on YouTube, or they'll copyright claim videos. For example, I had 3 videos of mine before I got monetized on YouTube of copyright claims by Viacom. 3 of them were by Viacom. I think they're all by Viacom. There was one about the Terminator movie, I think that was made by Paramount. The other one was the Ghost in the Shell movie, I think was made by Paramount as well. And the other one was the Sonic movie, was also made by Paramount as well. Which again, that's what Viacom does. And someone was saying, because it was all Paramount's fault. No, it was Viacom. Viacom is known for doing that, especially with Shrek. Over the years. And they have been doing it now with the Sonic movie. Of course, they're taking out of course, those people who post up the full movie, of course, they're going to be taken down regardless. Of course, that it's illegal to upload a full movie to YouTube, because you have to pay for it. They want you to pay for it, which I think is a good idea to pay for it, because it's a product that they spent money on making. But there we go. Done talking about Viacom and their garbage policies. I'll make a whole other video about how Viacom is horrible. But Fallen Angel, I really want to see it in a sequel. It would be pretty good. But I think I already went over the problem is Disney. Disney obviously does not want to make a sequel to Alita. If Disney want to make a sequel to Alita, they would have announced it already. The people have basically Alita sequel trended on Twitter twice, and Disney did nothing. But of course, when 5 people on Twitter do something, of course Disney will notice that, like the whole Splash Mountain thing, which shows Twitter's alignments as well with Twitter. Basically the only important audience. But all the normal people who are still on Twitter, they want something, we're just ignore them. That's how Disney is, okay? That's how Disney is. And all the normal things, people on Twitter, Disney's gonna ignore them, okay? They're just gonna ignore them, okay? But but of course, they'll get rid of Johnny Depp because of the Twitter hashtag. They'll get rid of for example, they'll change Splash Mountain because of the Twitter hashtag. But Alita sequel, no way, Jose. They're never gonna do that, okay? It trended twice, I think. Trended twice on Twitter, and Twitter did nothing. No, Disney did nothing. So obviously, we all know that Alita sequel probably may never happen. And this is probably the third time Alita's sequel will probably trend on Twitter. And Disney will probably do nothing again because people keep asking Disney, and we all know Disney does not care. Okay? If Disney really cared about Alita, they will put it on Disney Plus or Hulu or did something. But Disney has been silent the whole time. Of course, Disney had probably the worst year in 2020. Of course, they're probably not going to want to take a risk on the Alita franchise as a whole. Much of Disney's projects for the next 5 years will probably be extremely safe and extremely, stuff like remakes and stuff, and Marvel and Star Wars, all that stuff. Nothing, safe, nothing original. The stuff based off the parks and stuff. The random live action adaptations based off popular books. And yeah, that's basically it about this whole thing here. Oh yeah, now we're gonna go with Paramount. I think is a much more better option if they want to go make a sequel because Paramount has been really, except for Turn of the Dark Fate, which again, I think that wasn't really Paramount's fault. It was really because James Cameron's fault that he wanted, and of course Tim Miller. Yeah, I think he was the big one behind all the wokeness. It was James Cameron's, idea to get rid of John Connor, but it was really the director who really was the one who could have took the choice or not, Tim Miller. So it was really his, and yeah, I think they were really already going to do that at the beginning, but they made it such a horrible thing. They sort of made it like it was an actual big moment in the movie, like 20 to 40 minutes of the movie, and it's kind of like a revenge movie. I know it'll be generic, but it'll be better than what we got in Dark Fate. I think, and yeah, they basically turned Dark Fate into a feminist movie. That was really mostly Tim Miller, not James Cameron. So, yeah, that's basically it about, Terminator Dark Fate. Terminator Dark Fate is garbage. Nobody watched that. But yeah, Alita Fallen Angel, will it actually happen? Will Disney actually listen? Probably not. Disney probably won't. Just do every movie company. See if anyone will listen. At all. But yep, that's basically it. Goodbye.